Let's go to One Piece SBS Volume 113 confirmed. Hop aboard right after the intro. Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. Before we get into today's content, don't forget to leave your like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. That way you won't miss any new videos. And without further delay, let's get into it. Yes, it's SBS time. Since we're close to the release of One Piece Volume 113, which comes out on November 4th, let's dive into Oda's famous Q&A, the SBS. And I warn you, we've got questions ranging from interesting to downright disgusting. Let's go. Question 1. Reader asks, Odachi, Hesso, are Franky and Queen father and son? Oda replies, They noticed. They must have seen in the One Piece Encyclopedia, Vivi card, that the year Queen's son was born is the same year Franky was born. And the year Queen abandoned his son also matches the year Franky was taken in by Tom. It would be strange for readers to know something that even the characters themselves don't. I'll have to improvise to get out of this one. No, they are... Oda stuttered in his answer. Well, Oda jokes aside, it's confirmed. Queen is indeed Franky's father. Question 2. Reader asks, I'd love to see what Vivi would look like at 40 and 60 years old. I sprayed some of Sanadaki's bug repellent so you can relax this summer. Oda replies, Yay! No more Sanada bugs. As thanks, I'll draw it. Vivi at 40, let's go Karoo, heading to East Blue. Vivi at 60, oh my, you're quite skillful, foo. A future where something goes wrong. Vivi at 40, I'll make you dizzy, you bastard. Vivi at 60, Luffy? Ah yes, there was a guy with that name. Note, here's something interesting. In the something goes wrong future, 40-year-old Vivi is wearing a pirate hat, which she isn't at 60. Could this be the timeline where Vivi left Alabasta and joined the Straw Hats? Keep an eye on those bad futures. Also, at 60, could she really become a Tenryubito? Question 3. Reader asks, this is my first question. You know those cover story series you make? My dad said that once a character appears in one, they never come back in the main story. Is that true? Oda, surprised, replies, Huh? That's absolutely not true. The cover story series I've made so far include Buggy, Kobe, Django, Hachan, Wapol, Ace, Gidatsu, Meet Baroque Works, NL, CP9, Caribou, Jinbe, The Straw Hat Grand Fleet, Baggy, Germa, Yamato. I've done this many times. Most of those characters return to the main story later. Basically, the cover stories show readers what those characters are up to. There's even a book called Doors that collects all those stories. Super easy to read. Mio-chan, are you curious if Yamato will appear again? Please look forward to it. Note, in other words, Yamato will definitely have an important role again. Straight from Oda himself. Question 4. Reader asks, for those who were wondering, isn't it about time we solved the mystery of that person shown from behind on the cover of chapter 631? I'll get straight to the point. Is it the Golden Lion Shiki? Or maybe the left hand of the Pirate King? Scabbards? Oda replies, you've got a great memory. Yes, it's Gaban. He just can't give up his habit of traveling. He's been wandering around quite a bit. After all, he's a navigator. Note, come on, Oda. This reader clearly hasn't caught up to Elbaf yet to be asking something that obvious. Reader asks, the Akazaya 9 became daimyos of their respective regions, but how were they chosen? Don't tell me it was all Kinemon's decision? That's so like Kinsan. Oda replies, yes! With the hated Kaido and Orochi defeated, and with Oda no longer among them, his son Momonosuke declared his rule over the land of Wano. Bapin! Although Momonosuke's mind is still that of an 8-year-old, it's of course up to the Red Scabbards to support him. Look at how Wano is now compared to before. Okabore Town, the prisoner mines, the factories, and Onigashima all gone. As revealed in the cover story, after much discussion among themselves, the Red Scabbards decided to spread out across the land as regional daimyos. The flower capital is supervised by Kinemon as senior elder and Nekomamushi as underworld chief, supporting Momonosuke. Meanwhile, Yamato is still learning about the world. Regions: Flower Capital, Nekomamushi, Kinemon, Momonosuke, Kibi, Denjiro, Kuri, Inuarashi, Udon, Raizo, Hakumai, Kawamatsu, Ringo, Kikunojo. Here's the full translation of your text into English with numbers written out in words. Question 5. Perhaps the most important question ever about Jinbe. Get ready. Reader asks, Oda-sensei, good morning. I'm Masahito and I'm 6 years old. I've been thinking of a new devil fruit. I call it the Crunch Crunch fruit, Shaki Shaki no Mi. It can make the user's attacks sharp. Oda replies, hello, Masahito-kun. 6 years old, that's just really cool. The Shaki Shaki no Mi, huh? Maybe I'll use it because it's so cute. Did you see that, folks from the Parents and Teachers Association? Oh, another cute postcard. Reader asks, is Jinbe's penis blue? Oda replies, okay, Amimi-chan, 5 years old. What the heck are you asking? Yes, it's blue. Note, besides Oda's big revelation about Jimbe, I can't help but notice that the sharp attack might be about something else. Anyway, let's move on. Question 6. Reader asks, hey Oda, does Zunesha poop? Oda replies, how disgusting. That's a repulsive question, you know? Well, naturally, yes, it does poop. And naturally, some adventurer eventually lands there. This whole island feels like a swamp. Eventually, the island sinks and becomes nutrients for the sea. But of course, it poops, naturally. Note, in short, Zunesha poops, the poop is island-sized, and adventurers eventually land in a lot of poop. Sleep well with that information. Since we're talking about poop, question 7 is very relevant. Question 7. Reader asks, the celestial dragons, St. Rosward, St. Charlos, and St. Shalria, which family are they from? Oda replies, they are from the Rosward family. St. Rosward's parents must be a bunch of idiots. Rosward's full name is Rosward. Question 8. Reader asks, hello, Oda. I was thinking, since York wants to become a celestial dragon, does that mean Vegapunk himself, before splitting into satellites, also had at least a small desire to become one? Oda replies, I see. Was that a shock? This is a difficult topic, but in my view, every person has big desires for many things, and only when we have reason to control those desires do we truly become human. If we define reason as rightness, read as shaka, then things like hatred towards celestial dragons or the moral sense that tells us you must not kill people also come from reason. But if that's the case, then perhaps everyone has a little celestial dragon inside them too. This is my extreme theory. Please take it as a joke, okay? My answer is, it is possible that within humans exists the desire to become a celestial dragon. Question 9. Reader asks, Odachi. Nowadays, ebooks are common and there are more web mangas than ever, but I feel that One Piece frequently uses wide panels that stretch across both pages, even outside of big highlight scenes. Do you intentionally create them to be read in print format? Oda replies, ah, right. Both Jump and One Piece volumes now have digital versions. Of course, everyone is free to read however they like, but the layout I have in mind is always a 2-page spread as one. In other words, Jump magazine, the comics, or digital versions read horizontally on a PC or iPad. For example, when I make a joke that spans 2 pages, sometimes I draw the left page panels a bit smaller so that when you turn the page, the joke on the right appears larger and has more impact. That's one of the visual effects I use in my storytelling. So for people reading on a vertically oriented smartphone screen, I can only say, sorry about that. Question 10. Reader asks, it's cute that Kuma used Bonney's drawing as his flag. Can you tell me the name of his ship? Oda replies, it's called Leap Out Jewelry. Question 11. Reader asks, Luffy's pupils are really small, aren't they? What if he wore colored contact lenses? How would he look? Oda replies, like this. Normal Luffy drawing left, I will be the Pirate King. Luffy with colored contacts, I will be the Pirate King of bootlegs. Question 12. Reader asks, hello Oda-san. In the world of One Piece, there are 2 calendars. The era of the sea circle, Kaienreki, and the era of the sky, Tenreki. Which time periods do they refer to? And what year is it currently? Oda replies, ah, I see. Casual readers probably even forgot they exist. You're curious, huh? Thinking that one of them must be the older calendar, right? The answer? It's now the year 4141 of the era of the sky and the year 1541 of the era of the sea circle. Both are still in use. By the way, in Skypiea, everything happened around 400 years ago, but I just rounded it nicely to 400 years. You can forget this information. Reader, I got so excited when Luffy's new Gear 5 techniques appeared. Gomu Gomu Non Whip and Dawn Rocket. But when I see the word white, I naturally expect punch. That would be even more exciting. So why is it read as Dawn? Oh, wait a minute. Ramen Marukun, the guy who asked the previous question. Even though you repelled one weirdo, you just summoned another. How is it when it's white, it must be a punch? Members of the PTA, please, it's not what it looks like. This is not that kind of manga. Note, white punch is a mix of liquor. Once again, Oda avoids answering the question. Haha. Final question. Reader asks, Bonney is only 12, but she keeps the appearance of someone in their early 20s. Will she remain a 12-year-old from now on? Oda replies, at sea, no one would take a child captain seriously, and looking older was convenient for her journey to find her father. But now that she's aboard the Sunny, which is currently in Elbaf, she seems to feel safe enough to remain a child. Please keep an eye on her from now on. Well, that wraps up SBS Volume 113. This confirms we should keep an eye on Bonney going forward. Will she actually become a Straw Hat? Time will tell. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Until next time, thanks everyone.